I'm Alex Carraher. I'm a design manager at a company called Firetech Design Limited. I look after the technical compliance, design, QA, and part running of small projects. So within the industry, we've had a bit of an issue for a number of years of a shortage of qualified and competent people. So to try and tempt people in from other companies who are already competent and whatnot, we sort of made a decision a few years back that we would need to home grow. So we would bring people in and we would train them up, and it's very specific sort of niche industry. The issues that we sort of have had was, like I say, trying to attract them people in the first place, and then also finding the right person, finding someone with the sort of commitment and drive and the enthusiasm, which is the sort of tools that you need, building blocks that you can sort of, build upon. We were almost at the point where we were turning work down, which is, it's not a nice position to be in. The work's available, you want to take it, you want to capitalize on it. Ultimately, what it was leading to was longer lead times. What it would end up leading to would either be more stress for the people already employed, overworking some people, and also trying to maintain high standards, because we do sort of pride ourselves on high standards. And when people are overstretched or overworking, standards do naturally drop. So we were sort of needing someone to bring people in to sort of alleviate that load and allow us to grow in the right direction. Issues that we've had with sort of recruiters in the past is that we haven't really felt like we have a real personal relationship with recruiters. It can also seem sometimes it can seem a little bit fake, an element maybe of lack of trust, because ultimately you don't know this person, you don't know what they know, you don't know what their end game is, and you tend to get sort of the calls at the inconvenient times. People being too pushy, they can sort of rub you up the wrong way, because they're naturally pushing for business. We have had sort of issues, sort of thing where they ring up at the wrong time, and you end up getting fed up. You feel like you're being pestered, and you think, I don't really have time for this. It's not the way that we want to conduct our business. And they don't always have the sort of the specific knowledge for the industry, and that can be frustrating, because you can be sort of hitting your head against a brick wall, and that you have an idea of the sort of candidate that you want, the sort of person that you want, but ultimately you don't always feel like you're getting through to that person, and they'll put someone forward, and when you start looking through, you think, I'm wasting my time, and time is money, and it's stress, so it was refreshing to speak to someone that I knew I could trust. We liked the development program. The development program, it sort of showed that the candidate, even though obviously we didn't know them and they were being put forward to us, it showed that they had the drive and the commitment, which, like I say, they're sort of the building blocks that we need. We need someone who's got, you can pretty much work with training somebody up knowledge-wise, but you need the other side of it. You need them to be prepared to learn, want to learn, and then you can sort of move forward from there. So it was good to see that program was in place, and it was almost accounted for. I also felt like Enter Engineering they were personally vouching for the candidates that they were putting forward. It wasn't just like they were picking someone out of thin air. They had already built up a little bit of a relationship with that person, so they could give us a strong sort of character reference, and ultimately pair us up correctly. So we managed to employ someone locally, which was always going to be important, because it is hard where we're located to attract people from further out. We sort of recognised that we would be wanting to get someone local, so we were paired up with someone who was local. The chances are, to be perfectly honest, that our paths would never have crossed. Just the way things are with recruitment, and where we were looking for candidates previously, and to be fair, probably where our candidates were sort of presenting themselves, our paths would most likely never have crossed. It was a very, very quick turnaround. It worked out really well for us. So we spoke with Paul on the Thursday. And sorry, it was on the Friday, and by the following Thursday, we'd set out an offer of employment to the candidate. Pleased to say as well that we are still employing him, and he's doing very well. So it does just go to show. I say, yeah. So our candidate, he's come up to 3 months with us now. He's sort of proven himself now, developing into a key member of the team, someone we can rely on, someone who is actually making us money rather than costing us money, and a key part to help us move forward, which ultimately is making us more efficient, which that's what we're wanting. It also helped us feel a lot more refreshed about recruitment and being approached by somebody in recruitment. I say previously we were a bit skeptical, but it's sort of tried and tested now. We've sort of proved that the process works. We have someone that we trust who can sort of look out in the pool for us and present someone to us. And yeah, it was refreshing. We wouldn't hesitate to approach again. Well, I'd say other companies who are sort of in a recruitment rut, it'll give them the opportunity to sort of broaden the horizons, to allow somebody else to look somewhere where you may not have been looking previously, and ultimately to bring somebody to the table who's a very willing and acceptable and good candidate. Paul hasn't been at all pushy with us. He's been very, very respectful. Sort of when with our stance, so where we sort of said, we may be looking at in the future at another person to fill this sort of role, but we're not quite ready for it yet. We haven't been pushed, whereas in the past we have been. It's sort of, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? I've got someone. So it's worked very, very nicely for us, and it has been refreshing just knowing that they're on hand. We can reach out when we're ready, and not be forced into something which would ultimately rub us up the wrong way, and maybe push us away. It's been really, really good to be working, particularly with someone who knows the game, knows the industry, knows the problems that we have, industry specific as well, knows the misconceptions, and knows the shortfalls that companies may have. And to be honest, is actually committing to making a difference rather than it being just a job. So having someone there who's trying to like I say, find some people in places that you may not or normally look, and bring them into the spotlight.